Today's session we are going to discuss about the new concept, that is about the galleries. Now try to understand, guys, what is a gallery. So let me keep here what is this gallery is. The first point I'm going to keep here is gallery is one of the control. Gallery is one of the control in Power Apps. What is this gallery means? Gallery is one of the control in the Power Apps. So how you have the different types of controls? We have the different types of controls like text label, text input control, button control, form is one control. So this, like this, we have the different types of controls. How we have the controls? So in the same way, there is another control in the Power Apps, that is gallery. So keep in mind, the first point you need to understand here is gallery is one of the control in the Power Apps. Gallery is one of the control in the Power Apps. And what is the use of this control? What is the use of this gallery control in the Power Apps is? Let me go and keep here. Gallery is used to display or view the multiple records or the data which is stored in the data sources, which is stored in the data sources. So what is the use of this galleries is, I said that gallery is used to display or view the multiple records or the data that is stored in the data sources. So whatever the data you are storing in the data sources, if you want to display or view that data in the Power Apps, you can go and use the galleries. Let me give one scenario. Already we are working with one app, guys. We are working with one app. What is the app we are working here is A/B trainings. So in the previous classes we discussed about how to create one simple app. So A/B trainings is the app we are creating. Now in that app there is one form. We created one form to keep the student details. Whenever the student is inquired, in order to go and enter the student details, we created one form here. So in that, what are the fields we are having in that form? So one of the field is student name is one field, or we'll call it as a data control field or a data control. And next field is what is the student mobile number. Next, another field, what is the email ID, and for which course the student is inquired. And also we are taking some educational background. What is the educational background of that student? What is the education? What is the educational background of the student? So like this, we are going to collect some data, guys. And also you can enter some data here: student name, mobile number, email, for which course he is inquired, what is the educational background. Fine, let me keep this. So these are the fields or data cards we are having. So we know that how to go and create the forms in the Power Apps. Already we discussed it. So I'm creating one form here. This is the form we created in the A/B trainings app. Now see, once after entering the student details, I want to submit this data to the data sources. In order to go and submit the data to the data sources, we are going to have one button here. What is that button? You need to create one button not to go and submit the data. What's that button here is submit button. Guys. Now what is the use of the submit button is, once after entering the data in the form, what's the student name, mobile number, email, course and education, once after entering the student details, you can go and click on the submit button. When I click on the submit button, what need to happen? Whatever the data I'm entering here, this data need to go and store in the data sources. This data need to go and store in where? In the data sources. Now what is the data source we are using here is SharePoint is my data source. What's the data source we are using here is SharePoint is the data source we are using. Now see, once if I click on the submit button, the data is going to, whatever the data you are entering into the in the form, that data is going to be submitted to the data sources. Now I'm having some data here in the data source in the SharePoint list. Now whatever the data I'm having in the data source, or in the SharePoint list, I want to go and display or view that data, guys. Whatever the data I'm submitting to the data source from Power Apps, I want to go and display or I want to view this data in the Power Apps. If you want to go and view the data in the Power Apps, you can go and create what? You need to go and create a gallery. So what is the use of this gallery is, as I said that galleries are used to display or view the multiple records or a data which is stored in the data sources. Whatever the data you are storing in the data sources, if you want to go and display or view the data in the Power Apps, then go and use one of the control. The control we are using here to display or view the data, that is gallery control, guys. So as we know that in order to go and display the data, go and use the control called gallery control. So this is what the definition also I'm keeping here, guys. What is the definition or what is the functionality of this gallery control? So as we know that this form is for what, guys? I'm creating one form. The form is for what? Form is used to enter the data. Forms are used to enter the data, and then these are used to submit the data to the data sources. Forms are used to enter the data, and then these are used to submit the data to what? Data sources. Once after submitting to the data sources, whatever the data that is stored in the data source, I want to go and display or view that data. If you want to go and display or view that data in the Power Apps, you can go and create what? Can go and create a gallery. So by using the galleries, we are able to display or view the data that is stored in the data sources. So this is what the functionality of galleries, what the galleries will do in the Power Apps. And also keep in mind, gallery is what? It is one of the control in the Power Apps. So this is what the definition of galleries and what it can do. And next point we are going to discuss is types of galleries. There are different types of galleries in Power Apps case. So totally how many types of galleries are available is, totally there are 6 types of galleries are available. The first type of gallery is vertical gallery. The first one is what? Vertical gallery. The second one is horizontal gallery. The second one is what? Horizontal gallery. And third one is blank vertical gallery. Blank vertical gallery. Fourth one is blank horizontal gallery. Blank horizontal gallery. Fifth one is flexible height gallery. Flexible height gallery. And finally, the sixth one is blank flexible height gallery. Blank flexible height gallery. These are the different types of galleries are available. Yes. Totally, how many types of galleries are there in the Power Apps is, totally there are 6 types of galleries. First one is vertical gallery. Second one is horizontal. Third one is blank vertical gallery. Fourth one is blank horizontal gallery, flexible height gallery, and sixth one is blank flexible height gallery. These are the totally 6 types of galleries are available in the Power Apps. Now, among these 6 types of galleries, most commonly used galleries are, one is vertical gallery and the second one is horizontal galleries. In most of the cases, whenever if you are creating an app in the Power Apps, so if you want to go and display the data, most of the cases in almost all the Power Apps projects, what is the gallery we are going to use it here is, where either they can go and use the vertical gallery or they will go and use the horizontal gallery. Most of the Power Apps project will go and use these 2 galleries only. Among these 2 also, most of the cases, first preference will be for what? First preference will be for vertical gallery. If you are working on any Power Apps project, first preference is for vertical gallery and second preference is for horizontal gallery. These are the top 2 galleries in most of all the Power Apps projects are going to be used. Among these 2 also, popular gallery is what? Vertical gallery is the most popular gallery in almost all the Power Apps projects are going to be used. So this is what is meant by a gallery, and these are the different types of galleries we are having. Now let me go and open the Power Apps. Let me show you how to go and create a gallery and what are the different types of galleries we are having, how to go and work with this different types of galleries. Along with this, how to go and create a gallery and what are the different types of galleries we are having. Along with this, we are going to discuss one more point, properties of the galleries case. We are going to discuss about one more topic, that is properties. What are the different types of properties we are having for the gallery control? We'll discuss those properties also here. So first, let me go and open the Power Apps. Now to go and discuss this, let me go and open any one web browser. Let me type here make.powerapps.com. Fine. First, now before going to create the gallery, first of all, let me go and open the AB Trainings app. Guys, we are working with app, right? That is AB Trainings. Let me go and open this app. Let me go and open this app. Let it open. Fine. Now see, this is the app we created. When I click on the get started, it's going to the second screen, new student registration and existing student login. When I click on the new student registration, it is going to open one form like structure where we can go and enter the what is the student name, what's the mobile number, email ID, username and password. Once after entering the data, when I go and click on the sign up button, it is going to submit this data, whatever the data I'm entering in this form. This data is going to submit to the data source. What is the data source we are taking here is, I'm taking the data source as a SharePoint. What's the data source we are selecting here is, my data source is SharePoint. When I go and click on the sign up, whatever the data I'm entering here, this data is going to be stored in the SharePoint list. Here I'm taking the SharePoint as a data source. Now, whatever data I'm submitting to the data source, that is SharePoint, now I want to go and display that data in the Power Apps. In order to go and display the data, you can go and use what? Gallery. So first of all, before going to create the gallery, let me go and open the SharePoint also. Let me show you what is the data is there in this. We created two forms here, guys. One form is for sign up and there is another form. This is for student inquiry. Whenever the student is inquired, here you can go and enter the student details. This is new student inquiry form. So we create two forms here. If we go to the SharePoint, go to the site called forms. Here we have the different list. Students is one list, students is one list, employees is another list, registered student is another list. These are the different three lists I'm having. Now if you see here, I'm having one list called students. In this students list, I'm having some data. This is the data I'm having in the students list. How I am getting the data here is through Power Apps. From Power Apps, whenever I enter the data in this form, when I go and click on, when after entering the data, when I go and click on the submit button, this data is going to be stored in where? This data is going to be submitted to the SharePoint as a data source. That means whenever I enter the data, when I click on the submit button, this data is going to be stored in where? This data is going to be stored in the SharePoint. Now whatever the data that is stored in the SharePoint, I need to go and display that this data in where? I need to go and display this data in the Power Apps. In the Power Apps, if you want to go and display this data, if you want to display this data in the Power Apps, you need to go and use which control? You need to go and use one of the control. The control name is galleries. So with the help of this control gallery, whatever the data we are submitting to the data source, this data we are able to display in the Power Apps, or we can view it in the Power Apps. Now, let me show you how to create a gallery and how to display this data in the Power Apps. So go to the Power Apps. Let me go and create one new app. In this mobile layout is not looks good, doesn't looks good to create a gallery. So what I can do here is, I'll go and create one new app. Let me go to the create app. Let me go and click on the blank app. Now just go and click on this create. I want to create a canvas app. Let me pass the app name as gallery. Now I'm selecting the layout format as tablet mode. Now go and click on create button, guys. When I click on the create button, Now it is going to create an app with the name gallery. If you see on the top, what is the app just now I created here is gallery is the app name. Now this is the tablet layout. This is the tablet layout. Now this is the canvas, or we'll call it as a screen. This is my screen one. We'll call it as a screen, or we'll call it as what? Canvas. Now here, let me show you how to go and create a gallery and how to display this data in that gallery case. Now first, let me go and keep some header. So in order to go and keep the header, let me add one text control or a text label. Just keep it here. Let me go and increase the font size. Let me keep it in the semi bold. Align it to center. Keep it in the white font color. Let me change the background color to blue, and also let me keep it in the bold. Let me change the text here. Let me change the text to gallery. Let me change the text to gallery. Just I'm keeping some header here, guys. This is the header. Now I need to go and insert one control. What's that control? Gallery. Now if you want to insert the controls in the app or into the screen, you need to go and click on what? Insert tab. Now go to the insert tab. Click on this insert tab. Now see, here you have the different types of controls. Now first you are able to see here what? Popular. So there are some popular controls is there, guys. So these are the different types of, or these are the different controls we are having. These are the popular controls. If you take any power apps, if you go and see any power apps project, or if you go and see any app which is created in the power apps, that app will have must and should these controls. So that is the reason why these are called as popular controls. Now see, the controls are categorized into different types, guys. One is popular controls. Under the popular, we can see them repeatedly using controls in almost all the power apps projects. Second one is input control. There are some input controls is there. Next one is display control, and next one is layout control. Next one is media controls. So there are different types of controls are available. All the controls are categorized into different types. Now if you go to the popular controls, another popular controls, what are the different types of popular controls is there? Text label, form, text input, vertical gallery, rectangle, date picker, button. These are the most popular controls in the power apps. Now see, when I go and click on the insert, here you can see the one of the control, that is what? Gallery. What type of gallery it is? It is a vertical gallery, guys. I said that how many types of galleries is there in the power apps? There are totally 6 types of galleries. Among this, what is the most popular gallery? I said that most popular gallery is vertical gallery. Now if you see, when I go and click on the insert tab, under the popular controls, you are able to see the vertical gallery. Directly you can go and select the control, gallery control from here, or you can go to the search bar. You can search here for gallery. You can search here for gallery. When I type here gallery, now see, it will displays all the different types of galleries. One is vertical gallery, horizontal gallery, flexible height gallery, blank vertical gallery, blank horizontal gallery, and then blank flexible height gallery. Now these are the different types of galleries are available, guys. Whatever the galleries I listed here, the same you are able to see there also. So go to this insert tab. Directly you can go and select the vertical gallery from here. It is a popular gallery, or go and search here as a gallery. When I search gallery, it will display all the different types of galleries here. Now go and select what? Vertical gallery. Let me go and click on the vertical gallery. Select the vertical gallery. Now see, whenever I select the control, it is going to be added into the screen or a canvas. Now this is the gallery, guys. This is one gallery. By default, the gallery will look like this. Now in this gallery, what I want to do in the galleries, I want to go and display or view the data that is stored in the data source. Whatever the data that is stored in the SharePoint list, the data I want to display in the Power Apps. In the Power Apps, to display the data, I said that you can go and use what? Gallery. Now, how to go and display this data in the gallery? So first of all, we need to go and connect to the data sources. Before going to display the data here, first you need to go and connect to the data sources, guys. Now how to go and connect to the data? Go to the data in the left navigation, app authoring menu. This menu will call it as what? App authoring menu. In the app authoring menu, you are able to see an option called data. Go to the data, click on add data. Now go and click on what? Connectors. So go and click on the see all connectors. When I click on the see all connectors, now it will list out all the different types of connectors, guys. Now here you can go and search for what? SharePoint is the connector I want to connect now. Now just go and select the SharePoint. Now once if I select the data source as a SharePoint, by default it will list out all the sites. What are the different types of sites is there? Totally there are 4 types of sites are available. I want to connect to the site. Which site? I want to connect to the site called forms. Select the site name. Forms is the site. In this site, how many list is there? Employees, registered student, and students. These are 3 lists I'm having. I want to connect to the list called students. So select the list, to which list you want to connect, and click on the connect button. When I click on the connect button, now see, I am connecting to the data source as a SharePoint. And what's the list I connected here is? Students is the list I connected. Now once after adding the data source, once after connecting the data, go to the tree view, select the gallery. Gallery also will have some properties, guys. Under the properties, you are able to see one of the property called data source. So just go and select the data source here. Currently by default is none. Click on this drop down and select the data source as a students SharePoint list. Select this one. Now whenever I select the data source, automatically by default the Power Apps is creating one gallery view, guys. Now see, what is the first student details? Warner. Email ID is what? Warner@gmail.com. Mobile number, course he is looking for Power Apps, education is BTech. So if you see here, when I click on save, let me save the app. Now go and play. Now see here, guys, by default, it is creating one gallery. In this, it is showing the student name and email ID. So this is the default values it is displaying. Now once after showing the data, now my requirement here is I want to do some modifications in this gallery, guys, or I want to go and edit the gallery. I want to edit this gallery. So in order to go and edit the gallery, you have an option here called edit gallery, guys. You are able to see one pencil icon here, right? You are able to see a pencil icon here, right? So when I hover the mouse on this pencil icon, you are able to see an option called edit gallery. So if you want to edit the gallery, that means if you want to do any modifications in this gallery, you need to go and click on this edit gallery. Go and click on this edit gallery, guys. Now see, when I click on the edit gallery, it is going to select the top one record. It is going to select what? The top one record in the gallery. Try to understand. When I select the gallery, it is selecting the complete gallery. Whenever if you want to do any modifications or if you want to edit the gallery, go and click on this edit gallery. When I click on this edit gallery, now it is going to select the top one record in the gallery. Now see, in this, my requirement here is I want to do some modifications in this gallery, guys. I want to edit it. Now first, it is displaying the Warner as employee name. Now in this, I want to increase the font size. It is 14. Let me go and increase to 24, or let me keep it as 20, or let me keep it as 18, and let me keep it in the bold. Let me keep it as 20 and keep it in the semi bold. Now keep it in the semi bold, and let me reduce some size. And also I need to go and reduce some size here. Reduce the size. I want just reduce some size. And then next my requirement here is I don't want to show the email ID in this field, guys. There is another field is there, or another control is that is the text control. In this by default is showing the what? Email ID. I don't want to show the email ID here. In this, I want to show which course the student is selected, for which course the student is inquired. Now see, one is inquired for which course? Is inquired for Power Apps. I want display the course here. Instead of displaying the email, I want display the course for which course the student is inquired. So how to change this value? If you want to change this value, select the control. It is a text control, guys. Text label. Select the control, not this one. Select edit the gallery. There is an option here called fields. Currently how many fields is there? Means 7 fields. Go and click on this. Go and click on this fields. Now see, here it will display the image. This is the image, and this subtitle. What is this subtitle? Means this is the subtitle, guys. In the subtitle, what it is displaying? Email. In the title, what is displaying? student name. It is displaying what? Student name. Now what's my requirement here is, in the subtitle, instead of showing the email, I want to show here what? Course. For which course the student is inquired. So go to the subtitle, click on this drop down. When I click on this drop down, it will list out all the columns in the students list. Now you can go and select the field or a column, which column values you want to display. Directly you can go and select here which course the student is inquired. You are able to see here the course name. Now see here you are able to see the course. Now select the course. Now whenever I select the course here, automatically, now see, it is displaying what? Course here. Previously is displaying what? Email. So I'm doing some modifications here, guys. Now see, if you go and click on this edit, whenever I modify this, here I'm modifying the only the top one record. Whenever I modify the top one record, in the remaining all the records are going to be modified. So no need to go and modify all the records in the gallery. If you modify the first record, whatever the items you are having in this first record, you can modify them automatically. The remaining values also will be modified. So let me go and change the font weight, font size. Let me keep it as 14 and keep it in the semi bold. And also my requirement is, I don't want to keep this image case. Why? Because I don't have the image of the students. I want to remove this. If you want to remove it, select the image and then click on the Control X. You can remove it, or otherwise you can go and change the layout. Now see, what is the current layout of this gallery is, there is one property called layout property. What's the current layout property? If you see, when I go and click on this drop down, currently the layout property is the layout, image, title, and then subtitle. Image, title, subtitle. I don't want to go with the image, subtitle, and title. I want to remove the image. So I need to go and select only title and subtitle. So I can change the layout here. Instead of going and selecting this one, I can go and select the layout as title or subtitle. You can go and there are different layouts will be there. If you want, directly you can go and use the layout, or you can go to this gallery, you can go and remove this image control. Let me go and change the layout here, guys. I want to change the layout to what? Title and subtitle. Now see, when I change the layout here, title and subtitle, automatically the image control is removed. Now I'm having these two controls here. Now by default is displaying the Warner bold, and next here it is displaying the email. I want to change it to what? I want to change it to, where it is, go to the fields. I want to change it to course. Let me go and select this. What is the subtitle? Currently it is email. Let me select it to course. From here you can go and change it, or otherwise select the control. On the top you are able to see the text property here, this item dot course dot value. So you can go and change it from here, or you can go and change it from here also. Now these are the two controls I'm having here, guys. Currently in this, I'm displaying only two values, student name and what course he is looking for. Let me increase the size to 16. And next, what is my requirement here is, here I want to display the mobile number, guys. What is the mobile number of the student? I want to display the mobile number here. Now how to go and display the mobile number? So I want to add one more control into this gallery. In order to go and add the control, first you need to go and edit it. Click on the edit control, edit the gallery, go to the insert and select the control as what? Text label. Now see, when I add the text label, by default is showing the mobile number only. If you are not able to show the mobile number, go to this property called text property, this item dot mobile. Now instead of mobile, if you want to display what is the education means, just remove the mobile, this item dot, let's say I'm keeping here education, this item dot education. Now see, I'm able to display the education here, but now I don't want to display the education. I want to display what? Mobile. What's the mobile number of that student? I want to keep it in the semi bold, and also I want to reduce some size to 12, or let me keep it as 14. Now see here, guys, like this, whenever if you want to edit the gallery, go and click on this pencil icon, edit gallery. You can do the modifications here. Whatever the modifications you are doing in the top one record in the gallery, automatically those are going to be applicable to the remaining all the records in the gallery. So this is how to go and modify or edit the gallery sketch. Let me keep it here. Fine. Now when I go and play it, now it looks like this. What is the student name, which course the student is inquired, and what is the mobile number of that student. So like this, we are able to go and display the data in the galleries. And also if you see, whenever you add the gallery in the left navigation, under the gallery, what controls you are using in this gallery, it will displays. Now see, in this gallery, what are the controls I'm using? One is label 2, text label. This label I'm using for what? To display the mobile number. And second one is rectangular control. See, this is the rectangular control, guys. One more I'm using here, rectangular control. This control is for what? Means which item you are selected, it will displays that. See, now the rectangular control is here. Now which item I'm selecting here, on those it will go and display the rectangular control. This is one of the control. And next, separator. There is one separator here, guys. Between the records, between each and every record, I'm having one separator. So by default, this separator color, what is the color for this? Is white. Let me go and change the color. Currently it is in the white color. Let me change it to some other color, guys. Now see, I'm able to see some separator between each and every record in the gallery, or between each and every element in the galleries. And next one is arrow. There is one arrow mark here by default. How to go and use this arrow, you'll understand. You'll understand in the next class. And next one is subtitle. There is one control that is named as subtitle. What is this means? It is a text label, guys. And also there is one more control. It is also a text label. The name I am keeping here is title. It is used to display the warner. So what controls you are using in the gallery, where you can go and see those controls means, here you are able to list out all the controls. What are the different controls you are using to create this gallery means, these are the controls I'm using to create this gallery. So this is what, how to go and create the gallery, how to display the gallery in the, or how to display the data in the galleries. Once after displaying, how to go and edit the galleries, how to go and modify the galleries, or how to go and edit it, and how to add the controls. This mobile number control is not there. How to add the controls we discussed. And next point we are going to discuss here is properties. What are the different types of properties we are having for the galleries? Now see, when I go and select the gallery is having different properties, guys. When I go and select the gallery is having different types of properties. Here you can see the first property is what? Data source. Now here you can go and select the data source. Which data you want to display this gallery? Currently I'm connecting to the students, so you are able to see here what? Students is the data source, SharePoint. Or if you are connecting to the different data sources, you are able to see all the data sources here. First one is data source. Second one is fields. Now what is this fields means? Here in this, what are the labels you are using here, guys? One is to display the title. This is the title, student name. Second one is subtitle for course, and third one is I'm using here one more control, that is to display the mobile number. Here you can go and see that fields, which fields you are using in the gallery. And next one is layout. So you can go and design the gallery by your own. You can go and design the gallery, or you can edit the gallery by your own, or there are some predefined layouts will be there. You can go and select any one of these layouts, guys. If you see, there are different layouts is there. When I go and select this layout, blank layout, title layout, when I click on the blank, I'm not able to see nothing. When I go and select the title, it will shows only one value here, only name it will displays. When I go and select the title and subtitle, it will displays the two values. By default is showing the Warner student name and email ID. Like this, there are different types of layouts, guys. Title, subtitle and body, title, subtitle and body, image and title, image and then title. And there is one more called image, title and subtitle, image, title and subtitle. And also you have something called image, title, subtitle and body. And there are some different layouts is there. Two column layout. Currently I'm showing the data in only one column layout, guys. If you want to display the data in the two columns, you can go and display. If when I click on this, I'm not able to show any data here. Why? Because this layout is for what? This layout is for only for images, not for the text. I don't have any images, so I'm not able to show it. So when I go and click on these three columns, you are able to show the data in the three columns. These are the three columns I'm showing. 1, 2, 3. So like this, you can select in how many columns you want to display the data. You can go and select it here. So these are the different types of layouts we are having, guys. So you can go and select any layout, or you can go and use the default layouts, or you can go and create the layouts by your own. Now see, when I go to the layout, title and subtitle, it is default is showing these values. How to go and change these values? Let me change it to semi bold. Let me keep it as 20. Let me go here. Instead of email, Let me keep here course dot value, and also let me keep increase the size to 14, or let me increase it to 16. Let me keep it in the semi bold, and also add one more control to display the mobile number. Add the control, not here. Select the gallery, click on edit, go on click on edit text label, keep it here. By default is displaying what? Email. Let me change it to what? Mobile number. Let me change it to what? Mobile. Let me keep it in the semi bold, and also let me keep the size as 20. So like this you are able to format, or you are able to edit the galleries. You are able to do what? Edit the gallery. And next, what is another control I'm having is, if you see, the next control is visible. What is this properties? If you want to hide or unhide the gallery, if you want to hide the gallery, go and uncheck, stop it. Now see, I'm not able to see the gallery. If you want to view the gallery, go and click on it again. Now if you want to hide or unhide the gallery, you can go and use this property, visible property. And next one is position, guys. Position means what is the X position, what is the Y position. So where you want to go and keep this gallery in the screen, what is the X position you want to keep, and what is the Y position you want to keep. Now see, when I go and change the gallery, automatically the X and Y positions are changing. Automatically X and Y positions are changing. So if you want to go and fix the X position and Y position, you can go and change the X positions and Y positions. And if size is nothing but width and height. Width and height. Now if you want to increase the width means this is the width, guys. This is the width. If you want to increase the width, you can go and increase the width just by dragging and dropping. Now see, when I increase the width, automatically in the right navigation, also the properties, the increase width, the width is increasing. Or you can go and increase the width here. Let me keep it as 500. Now see, the width is decreased. And if I want in height, let's say it is 570, let me keep it as 550. Now see, like this, if you want to increase or decrease the width and height of the gallery, you can go and use these properties. So X and Y property, go and use the position, height and width property, go and use the size. And next one is color, fill color. Now see, currently this gallery background color, guys, there is no fill color. It is white. Now let me go and add some fill color for this. Let me add the fill color as some light smoke. Now see, I'm adding some background color for this. So if you want to keep any background color for this, you can go and add it. And border color, currently I don't have any border for this gallery. If you want to add the border, you can go and add the border. Now see, let me go and keep the border as 3, width of the border size. Now see, I'm having some border for this. Now in the borders also, there are different types of borders are available, guys. So there is dashed border. If you see, when I select the border as dashed, you are able to see the border style as dashed. Or if you go and select something like dotted, you can select the dotted. You can go and select the dot, keep the border as dotted, or you can go and select it as solid line. Solid line, this is the solid line. Or you can, if you don't want to keep the border, go and click on none. Now see, I don't have any border. Let me keep some border. Now let me keep the border as solid line, and thickness of the border is 3 is the thickness. If you want to change the color of the border, you can go and change. Currently is blue. If you want to change the border color, you can go and change the border color here. I'm changing it to orange. So like this, if you want to add the borders, or if you want to keep the border, you can go and keep the border. And next my record, what is this wrap count? What is the next property is wrap count. Now what is this wrap count means? Now see, currently in this I am displaying the data in the gallery in only one column, guys. One column, it is completely one column. I want to display the data in the two columns. I want to show the data in the two columns. So currently the wrap count is 1. If I keep here 2, now see, it is going to display in the two columns. It's going to display in what? Two columns. Or if you go and keep here 3, it will go and display the data in the 3 columns. So however, if you want to display, whether you want to display the data in the gallery in only one column, 2 columns, 3 columns, you can go and keep here. Sorry, it is columns only. So wrap count is for what? In how many columns you want to display the data in the gallery. And next one is template size. Now what is this template size means? Now see here, guys, currently the template size is 100. Now when I go and increase the template size to 150, the width is going to be increased. Now see what is the size. What is the size of this template is. This is the size of this template. Now when I go and increase it to 150, now try to understand what is happening. Now see, automatically the height is increased of this template. So if you want to go and increase the template height, or if you want to go and reduce the template size, you can go and use it here. Let me keep it as 100. Here you can go and increase it with the help of template size, or go to the gallery, click on this edit gallery. From here also you can go and increase or decrease the template size. From here also you can go and increase or decrease the template size. So this is what is meant by this template size. And next one is what? Template padding. What is this template padding means? Currently the template padding is 0. Padding is nothing but from the left side, from which position you want to start. Currently I'm keeping the template padding as 0. If I keep the template padding as 10, now try to understand. When I click on enter button, now see from where it is starting. From where it is, somehow it is starting from the right side. So if I keep here 20, again it will go smooth to somewhat. So padding means from the left side, from where you want to go and start the gallery. So let me go and keep here 0. Better to go and keep here 0, or if you want to keep something like 5, you can keep it like this. From where you want to start, from the left side, the gallery you want to display the data. Padding, what is the padding? If you want to keep the padding, you can keep. I'm keeping here at as 0. And next, scroll bar. What is this scroll bar? Now if you see, when I go and scroll down, you are able to see something called scroll bar in the right side, guys. If you want to display the scroll bar, you can go and display it. Select the gallery, scroll bar. I want to show the scroll bar. Yes, I want to show it. Or if you don't want to show the scroll bar, just stop it. Now see, I'm not able to see the scroll bar here. When I go and scroll down or up, I'm not able to see the scroll bar. So if you want to display the scroll bar, go and enable it or disable it. Next, show navigation. Now what is this show navigation? Now see, by default is off. Let me go and click on enable it, guys. Let me enable the show navigation. Whenever I go and click on this show navigation, if you see here, it is adding one navigation step. Now if you want to scroll down, you can go and use the mouse. You can go and use the mouse, or you can go and use this scroll bar. You can go and use this scroll bar, or you can go and use this navigation. Now see, when I click on this navigation, you can move down, guys. You can move down or you can move up. So if you want to keep this navigations, you can go and select this show navigation. And next point here is, next property is show navigation step. Now what is this show navigation step? Now see, by default, what is the first record? Warner. What is the first value I'm displaying here is Warner. When I click on this show navigation, what is the value I'm displaying here is, when I click on first, this is the first default value. When I click on this for the first time, when I click on it, now see it is displaying what? Smith. So what it is doing here is, once if I click on this navigation, it is going one step forward. One step forward. First record is Warner. When I click on it, I'm not able to see the Warner. I'm able to see what? Smith. Now see, when I click on this, Smith. Next, when I go and click on again, I'm not able to Smith. I'm able to view what? Finch. Like this, step navigation means whenever you click on this button, how many steps you want to navigate. For now, I'm navigating only one step. One step I'm navigating. Let's say I want to navigate 2 steps. When I click on this, I want to navigate to 2 steps. So keep here what? 2. So navigation steps, I want to keep it as 2. Now when I go and save it and I play, now by default Warner. Now when I click on it, for the first, when I click on this show navigation, I'm not able to see the first 2. I'm able to see what? Finch. Now see, when I click on it now, I'm able to see the Finch. That means navigation steps is nothing but, once if I click on this, how many steps you want to navigate. I want to navigate 1 step, 2 steps, or 3 steps. It is up to you. You can go and mention how many steps you want to navigate. So here I want to navigate only 1 step or 2 steps. Let me keep it as only 1 step, guys. So navigation steps is nothing but how many steps you want to navigate. Show navigation means if you want to show this navigation bar to navigate to top or bottom, you can go and keep it. And next one is transition. Now what is this transition is? Now see, there are three types of transitions, guys. By default it is none. By default the transition type is none. The second one is what? Pop. Now what is this pop? Now select the transition type as pop. When I select the pop, when I go and play, now see here guys, whenever I hover the mouse in any one of the item or any one of the record, if you see, it is pop. Pop means what? It is pushing forward. Pop means what? It is highlighting, it is pushing forward. Whenever you hover the mouse, it's going to push forward. And next there is one more transition is there. What is that? Push. When I select the transition type as a push, now see, when I hover the mouse any one of these records in the gallery, now it is push. Push means what? Backward, guys. Now when I hover this, it is going back one step. Pop means forward, push means backward. If you want to highlight, then go and use the transitions. By default it is none. If you want to keep either push or pop, you can go and keep. Let me keep it as push. And next one is display mode. This gallery is having the different types of display modes. What are those is? By default it is edit. By default the display mode of the gallery is edit mode. There is two more displays is there. Display mode is there. One is disabled, second one is view. When I click on this disabled, now see the gallery is disabled. But when I select the display mode as a view, you are able to just view it. You are able to just view it. You are not able to do any modifications here. When I go and select the display mode as disabled, now when I go and save it and I play, now it is disabled. Yes, you are not able to perform any operations here. So most of the cases, if you are creating a gallery, you are going to keep the display mode as what? Edit. If you want to change it, you can go and change. You can change it to disabled or you can go and change it to view. So there are three types of display modes is there. One is edit, disabled, and third one is view. And finally there is one more, tab index. This is the new property that is added recently. Still this property is not able, how it is working, still we are not able to understand. This is a new property. Tab index is nothing but, if when I click on the tab button in your system, what is the navigation, how many steps you want to navigate, or what is the tab navigations. If you want to go on display, you can use this, but this property is not working properly. So it is newly added and is in the preview mode. This one is in the preview, it is not in the live, so you just ignore it. So these are the different types of properties are available for the galleries. These are different types of properties of the galleries. Now this is about what is a gallery. This is what is meant by a gallery, how to create it, how to go and display the data in the gallery. Once of displaying the data, if you want to do any changes, if you want to go and edit the gallery, go and click on this edit gallery icon. When I click on it, it will select the top one record in the gallery. Now whatever the modifications you want to do, or if whatever the editing you want to do, you can go and do it here. You can modify it here. Whatever the modifications you are doing, those modifications will be applicable for all the records in the gallery. If you see, when I select this mobile control, when I move it, automatically remaining controls also see, remaining records also it is moving the data. Now wherever if you want to keep, you can keep. So if you want to edit, go and click on this edit icon. It will select the top one. You can go and do the editing here. You can modify the records, and then whatever the modifications you are doing, it will applicable for all the records in the galleries. And whatever the controls you are using to create this gallery, you are able to see the controls here. These are the list of controls I'm using to create this gallery. And next, these are the properties of the galleries we are having. These are the default properties we are having. We'll discuss some of the advanced properties is there. So all these advanced properties, we'll discuss all these things in the coming classes. Fine. Let me stop here. We'll discuss from here in the next class.